The Chicago Bears have made a ton of moves this offseason. They've probably had one of the better off seasons that we've seen over the last recent years. But the question is, have the Chicago Bears done enough, not just for the team, but for the offensive side of the football? And have they done enough for Justin Fields? We'll talk about all that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. So Bears have done a ton this season, right, to try and help in the efforts of Justin Fields being a better player, right? Like Justin Fields becoming a better quarterback, becoming the quarterback that you hope is going to be the quarterback of your future. But the question on the table today is, have the Chicago Bears done enough for Justin Fields, right? Have the Chicago Bears made enough acquisitions this offseason to the point where we can start to look at Justin Fields and say, hey, not for nothing, bud, but it's your time to show us something. And I think you really have to look at what the offense is. I know there's a lot of people out there that'll say he still has to make additions to the offensive line. Nate Davis isn't enough. I hate to break the news to you guys this way. That's probably all of the acquisitions you're going to get that you're going to be able to just say, that's what this guy has already done at an NFL level. I can count on that happening, right? Because outside of that, you're probably talking about acquisitions that are going to be from the draft. You're probably talking about guys they're going to go get out that are going to be filler pieces on this team, not starters on this team. You're probably looking at the offensive line that you currently are going to have, which is going to be Cody Whitehair, Nate Davis, Braxton Jones, Teven Jenkins, right? You're looking at what, and that offensive line didn't really have this great season last year. I don't think that all of a sudden the addition of Nate Davis is going to change all of that. I don't think that adding a guard is going to change everything that we're going to see coming into this season from this offensive line. So to me, I can't count on what a rookie's going to bring. I love some of the rookies that are coming out. I think that they're going to be really good players in this NFL, but I can't bring that into the equation. I can only go off of what the veterans in the room that have already done this at an NFL level are going to be able to do. And so my question is why I bring this up, and I want you guys to drop a comment down low. Have the Chicago Bears done enough for Justin Fields, for this offense, to the point where we look at this offense differently? And I think you have to look at a couple of different things. Like I said, everyone's going to go to the offensive line first. But you also have to take into account what kind of quarterback you have. Remember, this is not Jay Cutler sitting back there. You're not sitting back there with a pocket passer. You're sitting back there with a guy that is mobile, that does have an ability to get away from the first defender, the second defender, and can still deliver the ball downfield and can still deliver the ball to the guys underneath. Now, you to me, right, like the Chicago Bears are in a position where if we saw these guys on the team last season, we're probably not sitting with the number one pick overall. If we saw DJ Moore on the team paired with Darnell Mooney, paired with Chase Claypool on the team last season, we're probably not in the position we're in. And remember this, you can't just count on your frontline guys. That's why I'm sitting here and I'm kind of leaning towards, I think we're starting to be able to say, okay, coming into this season, we'll be able to judge Justin Fields a lot heavier based on his actual quarterback play because of what the Ryan Poles has gone out and put on this team. The reason I say that is because there was a lot of times last season where the pass did get out two guys that were downfield and they dropped the football. The pass did get out two guys underneath and they dropped the football. But there were also a lot of times last season where the play was open, the right play was there. Luke Getsy charted up the right play. The offensive line actually held on to their guy standing in front of him, not allowing him to get to Justin Fields, and Justin Fields just held on to the ball too long, waiting for the play to develop and open up like it would in college. So I think that there's going to have to be a ton more. Listen, I'm not saying that the offense is done being added to. I don't think you're going to be able to fill all the holes that people think we're going to be able to fill in one draft. It's just not realistic. Your hope is to go out there and out of the 7 rounds we have, find 3 guys that are absolute players on this team, hopefully 1 star. That's usually your hope going into the draft. If I can find me 3 guys, 1 that's a star, 2 guys that are really, really good filler pieces, rotational pieces in an offense or the defensive side of the ball, that's what you're hoping for from the draft, right? You're not going to hit at a 50, 60% clip in the draft every single year. It's not realistic to think that is going to happen for the Chicago Bears. So for me, I'm looking at this as, okay, the guys that we have here now, is it enough? Is it, hey, okay, I've got DJ Moore now. I've got Chase Claypool, right? I've got this depth. Do the Bears have enough depth? Because your frontline pieces, you can't just rely on that. Guys get hurt all the time. And so I look at the wide receiver room. Let's start there. The wide receiver room is a really interesting one to me. I look at the wide receiver room on this Bears team and I say, there's enough depth there finally, right? Darnell Mooney went down last year. Your next best receiver was either Velus Jones or Byron Pringle, and basically it was Cole Kmet, right? As soon as you lost Darnell Mooney, you knew you couldn't throw the football. Because Darnell Mooney was the one guy that you felt like at least Justin has a rapport built with him. At least Justin has a trust built with him. And we didn't even see Justin go to him a ton. Right now, you've got DJ Moore, you've got Darnell Mooney, you've got Chase Claypool, you've got Robert Tonyan, you've got Cole Kmet, you've got Donta Foreman out of the backfield, right? You've got options here to go to in multiple situations. You've got Khalil Herbert as well. And I just can't forget about the guy that actually was here last year. I feel like the weaponry that the Chicago Bears have assembled here, now it's all got to come together, but the weaponry that the Bears have assembled here, we can start to make our judgments on who Justin Fields is going to be. We can start to make our conclusion on who Justin Fields is going to be, because as much as we want to say, listen, he can't make a throw while he's on his back. I agree with you. He can't make a throw while he's on his back. I agree with you. I want y'all to hear this because I know in the comments people ain't going to listen. I want y'all to hear this. I agree with you. He can't make a throw if he's on his back. Justin Fields is a guy that makes guys miss. Justin Fields is a guy that can escape, that can extend a play, that can get that play to the next level. It shouldn't be an every play, every down type of thing. Go out and find offensive linemen. Hopefully we go out and get Paris Johnson or Skoransky, right? And they turn into our left tackle for the next 10 years or our right tackle for the next 10, whatever you want to say. Hopefully we go out and we're able to find that guy. But at a minimum, I'm going into this season and I'm saying you do have the weaponry there. And the reason that I'm saying this is that the Kansas City Chiefs were not a finished product, but I saw Pat Mahomes be successful there. The Cincinnati Bengals were not a finished product, but I saw Pat Mahomes be successful. I'm sorry, Pat Mahomes. I saw Joe Burrow be successful there. The Houston Texans, when Deshaun Watson was there, was not a finished product. I saw Deshaun Watson be successful there. Like we can go through these teams. If you're going to be one of those top quarterbacks, one of those upper echelon quarterbacks, right? You make things happen when there's not the best around you. And that's the step I want to see Justin Fields take this season. Not to say that I'm sitting here and I'm going to say Justin Fields is a trash quarterback and we can't have him on a team heading into next season because he wasn't able to do this. There's still a million factors that play into everything that's happening around this team offensively, right? But when I look at, if I'm going to judge what Ryan Poles has done for the offense, he's given Justin Fields options. And to me, that is the one thing that you absolutely have to do for your quarterback. You have to give him options. Now, you also have to fix the offensive line. I'm still there with you. Let's go out and make those draft picks. I just can't bring those guys into the equation and say, it's going to work. Paris Johnson, going to work, right? Skoransky, going to work. I'm not that kind of person to me where I can sit there and look at a rookie and just say, yeah, that absolutely translates to the NFL no matter what, bar none, right? Because I've seen guys that I looked at and I was like, yeah, it should absolutely translate to the NFL. When he gets to the NFL level, if he can keep playing with that intensity, with that mindset, with that willpower, he's going to be a dominant player. And then that guy comes to the league and you're like, oh, what happened to that? Right? So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every guy on this that the Bears are going to go out and get is going to be a guarantee. So I can't bring that all the way into the equation. But what I can do is look at what Ryan Poles has added in the offseason. I do think you, even if it's at a minimum, you improved your offensive line, right? You'll probably end up moving Whitehair back to the center position where he did play a lot of time for the Bears. Not to say he played the greatest there, but he did play a lot of time there for the Bears. He's an upgrade for sure over Sam Mustipher at the center position right there. Hopefully Lucas Patrick is healthy healthy and he's able to play at the center position. Weirdly enough, the 2 or 3 plays we saw him play at the center position, he actually looked really, really good. But what is that going to be, right? Like I told you, those big guys start getting hurt, they start dropping like flies. That's not always how it works. That's where, again, you need more depth at that position, right? The Bears starting 5 offensive linemen were decent, especially in the run block. The problem was they continued to get hurt all season, and so you didn't have depth that could step up in there and make plays. This has been the story with the Bears the entire time, though, right? Like offensive line is the issue. Why is offensive line the issue? Because Olin Kreutz is hurt, because Kyle Long is hurt, because name whatever guy you want to go to, whatever guy we want to talk about. It's because this guy hasn't been able to stay healthy in the lineup. And when you're not able to stay healthy, you're not going to be able to have your best unit out there. That's why you need the depth. And that's what I kind of look at. Options that Ryan Poles has provided this offseason. When it's outside of the offensive line, when I look at that receiver core, you've got enough options that we should be looking at Justin Fields and saying, hey, you need to be improving, right? Again, it doesn't have to be a finished product. Deshaun Watson wasn't a finished product. Pat Mahomes wasn't a finished product. They just ended up winning a lot in the process. And so for me, I think the goal here is just to see, okay, is the offense going to continue to take steps forward? There were times last season with this offense. I mean, listen, the offense was able to move the ball down the field quite a bit. Right? Like even in some of those tough games, I do want to know how you guys feel, by the way, as well. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Have the Chicago Bears done enough for Justin Fields in this offense? I'll be down there talking with you as well. I mean, when realistically, when you look at the offense last season, right, like they were able to move the ball usually pretty consistently down the field. The issue was being able to get into the end zone on a consistent basis or being able to score enough points to keep up with a team with a defense that's literally giving up touchdowns left and right. I think that's a big focus that the Bears absolutely still need to be focusing on as well. So you can't just say you got to just fix the offense. Guess what? The Detroit Lions lost a couple of games after putting up 45 points last season. So you also have to have that defensive element as well. I don't know, man. Like I look at this team and I love the fact that there's so much here. I do think that it's finally a time where we can look at Justin Fields and say, hey, like, okay, you need to step up. You can't hold the ball this long. You do have to trust when the pocket is there. I understand having the senses and getting hit as much as Justin Fields did right last season. You need to be able to get out of there. But some of that is on Justin Fields, not trusting what we're seeing underneath. I feel like once every other week, we literally would look at a play and we'd be like, you have to make this throw. The throw is there. You have to make this throw. I get what you're seeing down there. I get that you want to go for the deep play, but you have to make this throw in this situation because in this situation, that's the right play, not that. So I get it, right? And it all depends on where you are on your when you're reading the offense, right? Depends on where you are on your route tree. Are you going 1-3? Are you going 2-4? You right? Depending on where you are there, but also I don't know. I look at what we're seeing offensively Ryan Poles bring in, and I start to feel like, yeah, this is kind of a little bit like how Joe Burrow was set up his rookie year his second year when he went to the Super Bowl, and we were just like, you're going to get this guy killed. Guess what? They did. You're going to get this guy killed by sending him out there with no offensive line, but he was able to continue and make plays. He was able to continue to go out there and throw the football. He was able to continue to go out there and see successes. So to me, I do think that Ryan Poles has done enough for the Bears offense for this season with what he's already done. Now, are rookies going to be able to make plays? Probably, right? I think the Bears are going to be able to go get a pretty good rookie offensive lineman in this draft. If they do go out and go get a rookie offensive lineman or Jackson Smith and Jigba, right? Like those are guys that are going to be able to make plays for the Bears. Jackson Smith and Jigba kind of coming into a situation where there's not a ton of pressure on him, which might be a good opportunity for him to thrive in, right? Like, so I think that you're going to add to the offense still. But I can only base it off of the NFL players that are in the room right now. And to me, I look at the NFL players in the room right now. I look at a receiving core that is DJ Moore, that is Darnell Mooney, that is Chase Claypool, that is Cole Kmet, that is Robert Tonyan. These are guys that are able to make plays. These are guys that are able to catch the football, right? That's what we couldn't say last year, catch the football. So I think that there is enough here for us to at least look at Justin and say, I need to see some improvement as a passer, just like Ryan Poles went into the offseason saying, I need to see some improvement in your ability to get the ball out of your hands on time, find the open man. And he did a lot of that last season. The football just got dropped. So I do want to know how you guys feel, though, man. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. How do you feel the Chicago Bears have done this offseason, adding to the offense? Do you think they've done enough? Do you think that they still need to do more with veteran players? Of course, again, they're going to go get guys in the draft, but do you think they still need to do more with veteran players, with signing veteran players on the offensive side? Let me know who you guys might be looking at there. I'll be down in the comments talking with you as well. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer, back at it again to continue watching our Chicago Bears content. Click the links on the screen or check the links in the description below. Hey, yo, Chicago, stay safe out there, man. Peace.